Good morning, hello, and happy Tuesday. Let's see. Zilby was just at the edge of the door, uh, complaining about my lack of giving him enough breakfast today. Although I kind of disagree, but cats be cats. Today they want more, and they're willing to let me know by just screeching at me and making slow blinks, trying to convince me that no, he needs more food. Um, but he's now gone up to go ask my wife for food instead of me. So here we go. We get to continue on. Now, where we left off yesterday, we were running into an issue where the login didn't work. Specifically, it's trying to find the ID out of in this checked logged in user function here, and I noticed that this is down on line 490. Yeah, this one right here, where it says, "Hey, this ID is undefined," which means that user from API is obviously undefined. Sitsu, hello. How are you doing today? Which we're looking for data, of course. Of course. So back to what we're expecting to get. Actually, it's a good question of like what did I actually set a password that makes sense? So I created, let's do login. Is it users login? Let's do same username in 1 2 3 4. Oh yeah, okay. So this all works. What it's expecting is a data inside of here. So we have to add that in. Now, we were all good, hoping for no work calls today. Don't we all? Don't we all? Um, yeah, a good percentage of my work is off at like conferences slash like onboarding clients. So I'm also hoping that there's no emergencies today because we have less people to work on it. Also, if there is emergencies, it means the onboarding is going poorly, which is not a good thing. Okay, so I want users route. Here's the sign in. Now I'm returning result JSON user. With here's the user with just data user, and I need something with data inside. Oh, this is what I need. I need user response. So I did the wrong one. I need user response. Okay, so sign in. You are a user response, which means you are returning a user response, which is then data. That I think. Flint Rusty, hello. How are you doing today? Then I want data, which is then going to be a user. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you're happy now. So we come back to here, hit send. And now we have this data, which means that I can now rerun the tests. You're in after your work learning session. Self-learning automation test code. Self-learning automation test code, as in like it's the automation test code is like changing itself as it goes through to find like new things. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. That also sounds like extremely useful. All right, we've got sign in. All right, let's no warnings. So that's good. Let's go ahead and commit these. Okay, so can sign in on well, can sign in. Okay, you're expanding your knowledge on Selenium. Okay, I remember using Selenium. Selenium's good. I mean, my preference is to go more towards Cypress. Uh, and there's another one that recently came out that like some people are saying is even better than Cypress, but I haven't tried it yet. Like, yeah, I think the reason why I like Cypress a little bit more is, well, I mean, beyond the Java thing. Um, but here everybody's Selenium. That's the thing, is like at a company, at a work, if you're not the one who makes the decisions about technology, then it's yeah, you just sort of roll with whatever you get. Luckily, I am that person that gets to make the decisions about technology. So, that's always fun. Okay, so we're looking at the next thing here. Gets a good error message when attempting to log in with a bad username and passwords. Let's take a look at what this is. So we expect that the bad username and or password, we expect to get a 400 bad from that, but we got a 500. So we need to catch this error and then handle it properly. So let's. So first of all, here is where the errors are, where we set the status code, but that's when we set a new error. Under utility, okay, so we have jot here. That's not okay. It's not jot. It's hash password, I believe. Right. Okay. So we have this verify that returns a result bool. I'm wondering if instead of using an error result, I just use a normal result with an app error, which I think I'm going to switch to. Playwright. That was the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, Playwright seems to be the brand new hotness, like the new thing that's going to potentially even take over from Cypress eventually, and it's what I'm hearing the most about. So I would say that if you want if you have the option, probably switching directly to Playwright is better than just Cypress. And eventually, I'll probably have to switch over to Playwright, but I'm not in that position right now. Simply because I would rather us to continue to at my day job. I would rather continue moving forward with like new builds than just constantly switching technologies. Okay. Management question: do I have to fire people who can't switch from JavaScript to C sharp? Oh, what? Okay, it's a two-part question. What if you make a decision to change Cypress into something like Playwright, and then would I fire people who can't switch from JavaScript to C sharp? So it becomes a team thing. Instead of me just saying, "Hey, everybody, we're doing this. Get in line or get out." I usually am a little bit better about making it a sort of a team decision. Like I'm the decider. I like the decision it ends up with me, but what I want to do is get the input and get the feelings from everybody on my team before I make the decision and say, okay, now this is what's going to happen. Now, so if a team member were to say, oh yeah, absolutely, Playwright is the best thing, I want to learn C sharp, and then we make the decision and they just don't learn C sharp, then it goes to like, okay, well, why aren't they learning C sharp? Is there a problem? Is there any reason why like they can't learn it? What can I do to support them and help them? Hi, Stacking. Now if it comes down to they initially promise to learn C sharp and then they just refuse to try to learn C sharp, that that would be a fireable offense because they just are not being members of the team anymore. But if it's just a problem of like the resources are wrong or I'm not providing them enough support, then that's something that's my fault. Like I should be fired if I don't give them what they need to like do their jobs. So it's a long way of saying no. There's only one reason why somebody would be fired because they're not learning. It's because they refuse to even try. Um, Whereas everything else would be work with them. And you're right. Yeah, stacking's right also. Like if you run a team where like somebody is like struggling to learn and you just fire them because they're not learning right, that's a way to get what I call a super chicken team, which I got from a TED talk a long time ago, where a bunch of researchers bred super chickens who were they always like laid way more eggs than the normal chickens, and so they bred them to like then get a entire nest, entire group of super chickens to see, hey, does this mean we're going to get way more eggs now? And it turns out that no, that's not how it works at all. Instead, they all just killed each other because super chickens are hostile to each other. And that's sort of what I feel is you don't want, if you're only hiring like superstars, like somebody who is gonna be like this amazing, amazing thing, is it really going to make the entire team better or is it really just that one person? And you can't have a team of individual superstars. That's just not how it works. Instead, you might have a single superstar, but you should probably put them on their own team out there where they can't bother anybody else, which at that point, why do you have a superstar? I'm passionate about that. Okay, so Uh, I don't have enough support at work. The last senior just left, and I'm just a junior. Tasks take so much time for me to finish without a senior to ask, and the boss is always on my ass. Is this done? Is that done? Should I quit? So you, it's a delicate situation, and I won't lie by saying that staying at your job is the best thing for you to do. It's more of I wouldn't quit unless your health is at severe risk, both mental and physical. Uh, I would, however, start looking for a new job ASAP, and um, your own health is essential at this point of time. So the other question, and I can't remember, Flint Rusty, where are you? Are you in America or are you elsewhere? Because there's weird rules about like working in different regions. I think you try hold on and try out new responsibilities and try working on under pressure. How does that sound? No, that sounds terrible. What you're doing there, and if you like analyze the words that you just said, those are just excuses. That's a rationalization for you to basically sacrifice your health for a company that doesn't care about you. That's not a good idea at all, and it will never result in you getting into a better position in life in the same company or at a different one. So I would not. do that. I think I would start a secret search to begin with. And then I would also make sure that I've got enough money in the bank account to survive for as long as possible. Because if you're caught and you're fired, can you survive for 3 months while you find a new job? It usually took me around 3 months to find a new job and get that going. If you get used to working under pressure, you're going to grow. So not necessarily. Not necessarily. You're in Vietnam. There are not very many companies hiring now. Okay, so that's good to know. I don't know what the working relationship in Vietnam is, but I do know like the America, like in America, it's very very different. The way like you can quit and find new jobs very easily, and nobody cares because lots of people are doing it because there's a huge number of people here. Vietnam might like is probably a different culture, and you're gonna need to find a mentor in Vietnam, or at least who knows the culture there, to sort of discuss that. So I would recommend a secret search, at least until you sort of understand where you are right now. I would also recommend building up your savings so that way you have 3 6 months worth of money in a bank that you can rely upon in case you get fired. Um, and then, but besides that, realize that if you're working under pressure, that's not growth, that's survival. And if you're surviving, you're not growing, you're staying the same. And but the other thing is that if you're surviving, you're also potentially losing health. And other people around you who are not in survival mode are growing. So your position is actually becoming weaker if you compare yourself to everyone else in the market at the same time. So that's that's the danger of survival mode. Now, survival mode makes sense if the company is amazing and the company is going into survival mode. But it sounds it's just you. How's that surviving? You figure things out on your own. That must be a good sign. Yes. Is it? Because you're figuring things out on your own doesn't necessarily mean you're figuring out the best way to do stuff. You're figuring out ways to just survive, ways to make your boss not fire you. But in another company in which that is not a toxic, you don't have a toxic culture, which is like causing you to be fired if there's no mistakes or anything like that, or perceived mistakes. That doesn't mean that what you were doing was the best way to do stuff. Like for example, if you're told you need to be done faster, what's one of the things that you might drop to get that done faster? Testing. Like a lot of people drop tests really, really quickly, especially when you have toxic managers who are pressuring you to get work done faster. But that's a really, really bad practice and is something that won't help you because now you're not getting experience doing testing. Um, and when you go to work at a company that doesn't suck, hopefully, uh, they're going to be doing testing. And now other people in the market will have more experience with testing than you. And so it makes it harder for you to find a new job later. Does that make sense? Your boss is like, doesn't even know what's in the code base, even though he stated he created it. His action when finding things in the code base is just awkward. Well, and it's a very common thing when you have like somebody who's not experienced going in and like trying to find problems uh in order to like berate you or to like try to control you more. I've seen that before. It wasn't a company I was working at, but another one that I had friends working at. The the CEO was non-technical, but was quote judging the Python code of the developers who are writing like machine learning, artificial intelligence, other types of things. And it's just like, What? How? There's no. You are not the type of person who can who can do that. You're trying to explain that like your developers suck and like you might have to fire them, or that's the reason why they're not going to get a promotion is because their code is not up to par. You don't know what you're talking about. A team lead's supposed to know a thing or two in a framework, right? Or at least try to point me to the right direction where you can find answers. Um, yeah, I mean, like a team lead should know that. Like the at the lowest level of a team, like the lowest level where the work is being done, the team lead should also be technical, or at least very aware of how things work and should be able to jump in and help out at times. And if they're not able to, then that's not really a team lead. That would be more of like maybe a non-technical manager, uh, but I wouldn't call that a team lead. Um, Heck, even like product owner is someone who I wouldn't necessarily expect to understand like how things work. They just understand how the product works. So it comes right back. It comes back to the thing of like, for right now, you sounds like you need to go into to survival mode, but try to like not let it affect your life as much as possible, which means getting like save, go into savings, which you're doing, and figuring out how to find another job, either remote, with another country, or another company. That's gonna be difficult because it means managing your energy levels. Because networking is the best way to manage that, and it's really hard to go out and network if you're just tired and stressed as soon as you leave work. So I would, if you have friends that like are good at helping you manage stress, tell them what's going on and like ask them for help. Don't become alone. Like go out and complain. So ironically, complaining about it won't necessarily help. It'll make you feel de-stressed, but it'll actually not make the stress go away from your body. Like just doing other things, like anything that's a de-stressor, is better than just complaining about it. Although complaining is like cathartic in a short run. Um, you failed the company you really like to join 2 times already. A friend referred you in. So find out why you failed and train. Go on a what is that? The montage, like the training montage, like Rocky. And give yourself a little training montage to try to like get better, learn whatever it was that you were failing at to get into that company, so that way you can go somewhere else. Because even though you may not be able to at right now with your skill level, but that doesn't mean you won't in the future. And so working on that is golden. Do some remote practice interviews with jobs from other countries. Even if you don't think that you want to take the job, even if you know you're going to say no, take those interviews and practice with them. Find out where you're weak. And then eventually you should be able to pull yourself out. All right. Let's continue with this. So I want verify. I'm using this error result. I'm going to clarify this. Inline type alias. No. Okay. We're gonna make this an error result so I can get rid of you. And so this is gonna be a result bool and an app error. Yeah, I mean it's as best as I can help right now, but good luck. It can be really tough, but know that it is possible and plenty of people have done it before. So it's not a path that you are alone on. Okay, now I don't want a question mark because I want to actually convert this into this error. So I want to do this is if verified, let's match on you. Okay, so we have okay. We have the verified. And we return that. Now, if we have this error, this means that the error failed in some way. What kind of error are you? You're just a bcrypt error. I really wish that I could like click on this and like be taken to the type of error. That would be awesome. But I can't. You can go days without your teams going off. The second I type in chat, it never fails. It goes off. Teams going off? Like Microsoft Teams crashing? All right. Can I match this error? What are you? So IO error, constant not allowed, invalid cost, invalid prefix, invalid hash. Oh, rings with a work call. Basically, you're just getting called. Oh, you're saying hi. You're saying hi here, and then you get called into work. Oh, I get it. I get it. I'm slow in the morning, but I get it now. Also, sorry about that. Um, where's the one that's just basically invalid password? I would not guess that it would be invalid hash. Can I go and see? Okay, so if I go, where's the verify? So if I verify, and it gives me bcrypt results. Oh, it's probably just a false. Oh, I get it. Okay. It's not okay. The the failure to match is actually just going to be in here as a false as opposed to an error here. An error here is basically it couldn't determine one way or the other. And so if we have this error, I want to convert this. So I want to return error, app error new, status code. This would be an internal server error, and we'll pass in error. Now I'm going to return you. So you're just a Boolean here coming out. Okay. So then you're going to be an okay. Okay. So you're happy now. You're used in users. Okay, so is password correct? We're gonna match this. Okay, so if is password correct, else. Okay, so we do this app error. I want I was doing unauthorized. What did I get here? I got expected at 400, received at 500. Did I? There's now weird other errors here. Okay, so unauthorized error. So you want this to be a 400. Oh, right, because and this is something I learned from someone else. I don't know if it's like absolutely the right thing to do, which would be it's not really a 401 because I'm attempting to sign in. And so I'm allowed to do that. And just, like, hey, I don't know which one it is. It's either the username or the password. Who knows? So it's not allowed, unacceptable. I keep on forgetting what the 400 is, what the name for the 400. Bad request. That's what it was. Bad request. Um, and then I want this to be incorrect username and or password. So that's what you are. I don't have an error. I'm looking down here. I don't see an error. I just see a warning, but okay, right here. You are. Oh, I get a full app error here. So instead of an app error, instead of doing a new app error at this point, I just do error, error. Okay. Happy there. All right, so let's say I try to log in now and I use the wrong password. So that's 5. Okay. And if I use the correct password, but I put like an S in here. Okay, that becomes an internal server error. So I want it to be exactly the same error for a username here. All right, so what's going on? When we're trying to do a sign in, the first thing we do is we try to find the user, and we're getting this internal server error, right? Yeah, this one right here. Uh, okay, so find one. Oh wait. Oh, because I'm searching for an okay nut. Okay, sum with this. Okay, so what if I find an okay none? So if I find okay none, I want to return an error, an app error new. This is going to be a bad request, please. And it's going to be the same thing here. What are you upset about? Match arms have incompatible types. Oh, because I want to return this. That's why. Okay, so back to you. If I do this, now that's incorrect username password, and it's also 400. Excellent. Okay, so then this should now have 4 passed. And it does. Okay, so come up to here. We'll see. We get a good error message when attempting to log in. Excellent. Let's go ahead and reset this a little bit. No warnings. We are returning good error message when given when logging in with bad username. Okay, what's next? Next is going to be logging out. Okay, so should be able to log out. We are currently getting a 404. So this is going to be, I believe it's going to be a post to log out, but we can go take a look at the test here. So log out. We want to, we create a user. And then we go to users log out as a post. All right, so DB, gonna go to users. No, not DB, routes. I'm doing all my routes together. So let's, okay, so here's sign in. Async function log out. I probably want to do an we'll just do like this to begin with. And then that goes into mod here. Okay, so let's run this test again, and that should make everything work. Or by everything work, I mean to get past the 404, and then we'll see what it actually wants us to do. Now, the tests are going into the database itself, so it's not relying upon me just like claiming, yeah, we're totally logged out. It's going to check the database to make sure that the token has been deleted. Okay, so logout failed. Here it is. Here's that token. So expected null. So where username is this thing, get the token, and expected that to be null. Okay, so that's fine. Now they're going to be sending, so this is an authenticated request. This is going to be interesting. They are sending with this logout in the headers an X auth token. You can see that I'm old school because I put the X in here, and that's not necessary anymore. You can just do whatever you want in headers now. Okay, so okay, so XAuth token, and then we get the token here. So I need to grab this out of the headers. So this is the first route in which we need to get the headers out. Let's see what we need to do to get that. Wrong one. Twisted Seed, hello. Okay, I want that Firefox. How are you doing today? All right, so let's do Axum headers. Headers and an Axum response. No, I don't want to set headers on the way out in this case. I want to get the headers coming in. Although if we just go to Axum, would it be an extractor? Just taking a break from your code to look at more code. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today. What kind of code are you working on? All right, so headers user agent. That's interesting. Okay, so here's headers. All right, header map gives you all the headers. Typed header can be used to extract a single header. Note this requires you've enabled Axum's headers features. Awesome, Golang. Nice. I've heard good things about Go. I've never used it myself though. I have some friends who use Go quite a bit though. Although one of them has like his work changed, so he does more just front end now than back end Go. All right, so either one of these. I probably don't want all the headers. I really just need to get that one specific header here. So do typed header user agent, typed header, and then user agent like this. So where's your use headers, user agent, and headers? But that's not a custom header. That's a normal header. Okay, so header map. For example, using header map as an extractor will make the headers inaccessible for other extractors on your handler. If you need to extract individual headers and a header map, make sure to apply the extractor of individual headers first. That's interesting. Okay, so it's a header map. Now that's going to be interesting. Okay, so let's try a header map. I guess let's just try this here. So if I go into here, we just say, want headers is a header map. What if I just do a debug of headers? Are you a hash map? Is that like header map? It's a multi-map of header names to values. Okay, we can insert contains key. Oh, interesting. Look at that. Okay, so then we can extract out and then removes. Oh, okay. So yeah, I could do let key. Extractor order is kind of a mess, but they're making the order a compile error in Axum 0.6. Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, if they could tell that and turn that into a compile error, that would be great. Okay, so we're gonna do headers, and apparently we can just index directly in here, and we're getting this XAuth token. Now, what are you? Cannot move out of index of header map because header value does not implement. Okay, so sure, let's borrow you. Now your header value. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so your header value, so we have this key. I want to use this to get into the database to remove it. Now, if I debug the key, okay, so we have cargo watch there. Let's go ahead and I noticed like at the beginning of the day my voice was fine, but like I'm getting that rough quality to it now. Okay, so I want this. We're going to first of all we're going to log in. I'm going to get this token. And we're going to create a new request. This is going to be a post. To log out. Headers x auth token. And you are this. Okay. I just got a 200 okay, but can I see? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so key equals exactly that. So I got it out. All right, so I have this key, although it's this header value. So I wonder if I do key, it's probably it's probably dereferencing into the value. That's probably what it is. It's a thin wrapper around. Is what my guess is. Okay, so I want to use this to find the users. Okay, so then we want to do let user equals users uh users it would not be find by ID, so it would be find filter, so users column. This would be where I could maybe set the token for this. I would have to do this as the token, wouldn't I? So give me where the token is equal to sum of the key clone. I wonder if that's going to work. Give me 1. Oh, and then I need the DB out of here. So, Steven Sagiball, hello. What's the meaning of life? Um, oh, what was that? That reminds me that there's that series of movies. Um, what was that? That was like where the people go out and they wrangle cows. City Slickers. City Slickers. If any of you have watched that old movie, that was like the entire point of the movie was like the main character had, well, not main character. The main characters were working with like this old cowboy who was like, "Oh yeah, I know the meaning of life. I have the meaning of life." And then before he could tell them, he dies. So I am it's the same thing, which is like, even if I knew what the meaning of life was, I thought you were 42. Oh man, it's been too long. I used to be the 42 guy. I stopped. I haven't read those books in a long time. Although I referenced Douglas Adams the other week, so I guess I lose my Douglas Adams card now. Sorry about that. I think I'm too much in like actual real philosophy right now. So now I'm in like actual real meaning of life, not like fun we're all computer program trying to find the meaning of life. Try again like in a couple days. Maybe I'll get it right. Okay, so headers and wrap. So I want the DB now, which is this extensions DB. So there's that. Extension DB. Want you to be that. Okay. We await. Now I could unwrap this. It probably makes more sense to do a match. Oh, wait, not dot match. Okay, so if we get this, we get user, and we pass back the user, and now if we have this error, I'm gonna take u as an error out, and I want to create. Okay, so we're gonna return an error. How am I doing this? Logout is not this thing. I want to return something. Oh, right. I'm returning this result. Oh, right. I'm returning results. For you, what am I expecting to get back from this? I just do the axis like this. I don't think I expect anything to get back. So I think it's just like that. And then you are an app error. Okay, so return error, app error, new, status code, internal server error, nihilism. Nihilism. I never really like properly pronounced that. What do I think about it? I don't. I mean, I don't think that I'm a nihilist. Uh, but like I would think that I'm a little bit more. I've always thought of that as more of like a negative thing, but I don't think it has to be. Um, I don't think it's bad necessarily unless you allow it to take over your life and then you just become depressed. And so if it's one of those things where it's like, oh, there's no meaning to life, there's no whatever, nothing matters, I'm just going to get depressed and not do anything, then I think nihilism isn't helping. It's probably hurting. If, however, you're able to sort of think of that and still be happy, then I think I don't really care. But I don't think I am one. I don't really think about a lack of like a strong meaning to be any reason like to do that. Now, is there like, do I really believe that there is like a meaning that I am here and existing? No, not really. I make my own meaning. How do we get over the feeling that we're all just distracting ourselves until we die? Focus on something that you want to do. So for me, I want to help as many people get a growth mindset. I want to help as many people be able to survive and thrive in like the automation era. I want to help as many people get to where they want to get to in life and be able to live a good life. Like that's stuff that I want to do. That has like that making that meaning for myself. It just means that nobody else can give me that meaning. I have to make it. Is there a concrete number of the people you want to help? No, not a maximum, not a minimum. I want to improve and get better at that as I go. So uh I want even if I fail in the task, I want to always be improving to try to like get better. And then if I die along the way, then that's what happens. But as long as I am trying to get better, that makes me feel better about it. And that's why I don't just get up and play video games all day. You want to do your best? Basically, yes. Basically, yes. There's a big part about leadership too. Like one of my favorite definitions of, well, I have several favorite definitions of leadership, but like the servant leadership model is the one that I ascribe to the most. And in that one, leaders are really there to help everyone else. And I also want everyone to become leaders. Like when I have a team, I want everyone on a team to be a leader. Um, which is different than like manager. That's not the same thing. Leaders and managers are not the same thing at all. It's just a skill set that you use. But if we're all sort of like helping each other, all defending each other, all like doing everything together, that is like the best. And I've been on a team that does that before. It is actually the best. It's hard to work at a company when you've seen that in action and then it gets taken away from you. Okay, so internal server error. All right, so what is my error with this? We're just gonna do an error, error. So I returned that. Return you. Okay, so you're this thing. Okay, so now I have this user. So option model. So if I fail to find a user, so if let some user equals user. Now, if I fail to find a user, I want to return a error. Now, in this case, I think that I want to find a not found because I didn't find it, or it might be a 400 because I couldn't find what the error is. Let's do a guess. Well, I could do a guess, or I could just look through the test. Yeah, should get an error when using the authenticated route with a fake token. So what do you want? Expect it to be a 401 not authenticated. So that's what we should get. The status code. Um, Not acceptable, not extended, not found, not modified. Okay. Okay. What am I missing? Oh, it might be forbidden. Unauthorized. That's what it is. Okay. So we have unauthorized and then come on. Come on, mouse, work with me. Then you are error that. Okay, so that's where we return out of here. Now, if you succeed, why were you learning philosophy? I mean, when I was younger, I did read a bunch of philosophical books. I never really took philosophy in college. I think I took like one course on it. Um, there is a certain part of philosophy for leadership type stuff to read through, because it's not like a hard sciencey type thing, but it also like getting like productivity and like productivity, leadership, philosophy, like they're all philosophical things, but they're also like they also matter and really affect things. So I guess I don't really think of it as philosophy. Also, I'm just old enough that I now have those opinions. And now I can just say I'm an old geezer who wants to like who just this is what I think. Okay, so if I do find the user here, I want to convert this user to a okay, so we're gonna now shadow the user again and convert it to an active model. So we're gonna do user, which is an active model? Active model. There's into active model too. Oh no, that's the trait. That's the trait, I believe. Okay, so if I active model like that, and then you are a users, I think. Oh wait, maybe it's this. Oh, I bet it's users. That's what it is. Okay, equals user dot into, like that. So that converts it into an active model here. Is that really working, or do I have to unwrap it? It's a result. Okay, so I have to unwrap you. I probably should handle that as an error too. Do I have a convert function? I don't. I could create one really quickly. Function convert to active model. So we're going to take in a user, which is a user's model. And we're going to turn a result, which is a user's active model, and then an app error. Okay, so we're going to match. So user dot into really? You don't let me. I thought you returned a. Oh, it's not you. Okay. Yeah, I know user's model. Oh, because I have errors up here. Hold on. So I actually want to do this here. Let user equal convert to active model, pass in user there, and then I want to question mark you like that. There we go. No? Come on. Then I do to do, see you're happy, and now I can. Oh, come on. Match user dot into type annotations. It's this. It goes to this. Fine. Okay. Let user equal users active model equals this. Okay, user, which is user's model. Oh, that's not the right thing. Okay, hold on. So I've got the wrong thing here. So users is just a mod. Oh, it's just a model. Well, no, but that should be the right model, right? Go to model. Models and users. Oh, wait. Is it that other weird thing where I do. No, it should be that user's model, shouldn't it? What are you upset about now? That clone. The trait bound header. Oh, did I pull something in that I wasn't supposed to pull in? I feel like I may have gotten a use that I wasn't supposed to use. So we have app error. Don't know if I want that. Okay, so we have users, tasks, that comes in there, app error, hash password verify, config, use create db users. Don't think I want to do that. Maybe. Maybe I do. Okay, I do. Where is this error hidden? Okay, so tasks, import tasks, you. Okay, so tree bound header value nullable is not satisfied. Wait, token is totally nullable, isn't it? Or are you an empty string always? Hold on, now I'm confused. Token, yeah, you're an option string. Column type text nullable. Okay. The trait bound header value nullable is not satisfied. The other types input trait nullable. A stir. Oh, so you can't be just a string as bytes, maybe? As ref. Um, and you need to be a reference? You need to be a reference. Maybe that's my other thing. If you need to be a reference, some key. So, okay, hold on. If you're not referenced there, are you a reference here? I'm confused about this, and thought I had it. I thought we had it working. Then I broke it. But maybe it never was working. So if I just do key, yeah. Okay. So how do I extract the value out? I can do to stir. Okay, back to type. Okay, so back to this as the main issue. Type annotation is required. So I want to match user into. So hold on, let's try this again. we have our user, which is user's model coming in. So I want to shadow this. So I want to go into user equals, and then I want this to be an active model. So user, which is users. Now, did I somehow kill users? I wonder if I did that by accident. Users active model equals user dot into. You are okay. Expected enum result found nothing. Oh, does that work? Oh, that just works. Okay. For some reason, I thought this gave a result, but I guess that's not what it is. It just does it. Oh, it would be try into. It'd be try into that failed. Okay, got it. All right, so convert to active model. So in that case, I don't actually think I need this function here if all we're going to do is just do that thing here. So users active model equals user into, like that. Okay, so I now have my user here. I want to now set, so you need to be mutable. We're going to do user.token. It's going to equal to none. Oh, no, it's a set. None. And then user.save. Hand it a reference to DB. Await. And then really I want, okay, because this is, now we have an result that we need to handle. So then this is going to be an if let error. Okay, so I want to, at this point in time, return an error. Error new. Status code internal server error. Okay, and then we're returning that. We don't have this to do. If let error. Oh, so that's if I have, I'm just doing that to get the error out. If I have a else. Oh no, basically if it's okay. If everything is good, then if everything is good, I want to return an okay with nothing in it. Okay, so here's my log out attempt, and if I hit this again, I mean, it claims it's fine. Let's see if that works. We should have 5 passed if this works. Or at least get past that part that we were at. Oh, 6 passed. Okay, so we passed a couple. So let's see where we're at. So we can now log out, and we got that should get an error when using an authentication route with a fake token. So we skipped right over should get an error when using an authenticated route without a token at all. So I'm guessing we're erroring out. Should be a 401 not authenticated if you don't have that. That might be some middleware we have to add in, which we'll have to look into next time. So let's go ahead and add that to our README. need you. I want you open. Okay, so we've got this going. Okay, so what are we looking into? We need to create authentication middleware to handle routes that need a token. All right. That's going to be the next thing, is having a little bit of authentication middleware that I can add to any route to basically say you need to have that XAuth token, and it needs to be it needs to be good, and then we can get the user at that point of time. And if you don't have it, you get a 401, and if you do have it, great, you get to use the you get at least move forward to the next step. Okay, so that all being said, let's I'm gonna go ahead and close all of these windows up. We're done here. Let's yep, everything looks good. Don't revert, please. We are, what did we do? We can log out. So can log out, handle logging out with bad token. So those are the two things, and I'll go ahead and sync those up. I'm a little bit behind sending all these up to YouTube, so I'll probably get them up there sometime soon, relatively. I have a list of my things to do that I just not been getting to. So let's see. Today's Tuesday. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow morning. I usually try to head into work. I don't know if I'm going to be able to because our car is sort of not working right now, so I need to work on that. But I'll be back on Thursday morning to continue on with this. And I think we're making pretty good progress so far. So with that, have a great rest of your day, everyone. And I'll see you Thursday. Bye.